Yeah, now it's going to be this shooting thing. And I don't know if you saw this. About an hour ago, they arrested some white guy with like a gun in his car outside the Pride Parade in L.A.
What?
Yeah. Oh, and I read the article. I told Adam already. I read the article, and there was a line in the article where they're like talking. It's like buried in there where they're talking about. Like a representative from the Anaheim Police Department stated that they take Disneyland very seriously. Just be that cop, and it's like, yeah, Mickey's real. He's fucking real, and we protect him. Goofy's real. Mickey and Goofy are real. I'm friends with them, and I keep them safe.
And I take him serious.
I take them very fucking seriously. There's nothing. I mean, I know his name is Goofy, but there's nothing goofy.
Funny.
There's nothing goofy about Goofy the dog. He's a businessman. I respect him. I respect his choices as a father. The way he raises Max. Frankly, I wouldn't let him listen to some of that music that he enjoys. I mean,
he probably shouldn't be hanging out with Pauly Shore either. But
yeah, that movie sucked.
Goofy movie?
Yeah.
I have nothing but
Are
positive.
you
I have nothing
for
but
real
positive
right now?
I remember not liking it. As
Powerline, like Max's favorite star, was so cool. That song was so cool.
You know what I think it was? I think I was embarrassed of my own father, and it struck a nerve with me as a kid, and I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. There were too many similarities.
I love that movie too, because it's just like everyone's a Goofy.
Yeah.
Like there's no fucking mice. There's no like where.
Yeah.
What universe is this? What is Goofy?
They're dogs.
Is there a different planet?
They're all
It's just
dogs.
They're human like dogs. They have
Yeah.
human bodies.
Yeah, but where did fucking Donald fucking Duck go? You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
is Pete supposed to be a cat? The neighbor, Pete the cat.
I think
neighbor?
he's a
fat-ass
cat,
dog.
yeah.
He's just a big dog.
Was he a dog? I thought he was a fat cat. We
maybe.
need to watch. We need to rewatch this.
Yeah.
Well, they all go back to what is it? Steamboat Willie, the original Mickey cartoon.
Yeah,
It's Mickey
yeah.
Mouse, and then his
It's the
boss
first
is
animation.
Pete. So it's Mickey's boss.
Interesting.
Yeah, why isn't Mickey in the
That's
Goofy
what I'm
movie?
fucking saying. There's no
Right, they
fucking
don't live in the
mice.
same town. He lives in an all goofy person
So
town.
it's segregated. It's
Yeah.
by species.
In the Disney world, there is segregation. It is. Well, Walt Disney was an avowed racist.
That's
Everyone
right.
knows that.
Well, actually-
anti-Semite.
You remember the show Doug? I don't know if I brought this up on the podcast
think you
before.
have.
But, so you know how like in Doug, like Skeeter's green and the friend is
Rogers,
blue?
yeah.
But initially, they wanted the show to be like, let's make it multiracial. Let's have like his best friend's Hispanic, and like there's a black kid, and like Nickelodeon or whatever back in '87, whenever that show was being pitched, they were like, just make them purple and stuff. And they were like, I think actually making them a different race might be too much, so let's just make them something that nobody can relate
Give
to.
him disgusting green skin. Give him jaundice instead of making him Hispanic.
I want one of them to be, or their race to be booger, because that's more pleasant than actual black guy, I think. We do that. I got to do, speaking of trial, I got to do jury duty tomorrow.
Oh, fuck you,
You
scared,
have
dude?
jury duty like once a month. What, didn't you just
That's
have
what
jury
happens,
duty?
man. If you're a full-blooded white guy,
They want you up there.
Yeah.
They know you
Because
don't
you
have
understand
better
justice.
shit
My
to do.
family came over on the Mayflower, dude.
You're a good judge of character.
Yeah. No, I had to postpone it last time. 'Cause I
Uh-oh.
had shit to do, and then I postponed it to this one, and I can't. And that's where I saw there was a guy in line
With the PlayStation.
What happened?
There's some old black guy in line at jury duty last time that was just carrying a PS4.
No, I like to believe that it was the box for
It
the
was the
PS4
box.
he was using as a briefcase,
That's
which
what
is
it
even
was.
funnier.
Wait, you know what? It's not funnier because it's so sad. He's
Yeah.
like the guy from The Pursuit of Happiness,
making
except
fun
the
of a
child
poor
died.
guy,
Like,
yeah.
He's trying to get that child back. It's Pursuit of Happiness 2. I got PlayStation.
Yo, it was a briefcase though. He wasn't like playing PS4 for
It was the PlayStation 4 box that has like a handle on it, and he was
Oh,
using
God.
that as a briefcase.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine whatever like court case that is, to have to be the other side of that when you're like, actually, he should go to jail. I'd have to fucking lock that guy up. That poor.
What if he was a lawyer? What if he was like
Yeah,
the
just a
public
Lionel
defender? It's just like
He's a lawyer for that retarded guy that accosted you outside of the Yankees game.
yeah.
Oh,
That was so good, dude.
that guy knew the whole
What are you doing
schedule
here?
of the
And
Yankees.
he talked like Daffy Duck. Too. That was the best.
2016 season. He's
You
like,
got, one of you
Yeah,
tell the story.
when we were at we went to a Yankees game, and I was wearing an Orioles shirt, as just to be a dickhead. and some guy came out and fucked immediately. At the end of the game, some guy just comes up to me. He's like, "What are you doing here? The Orioles are at home against the Texas Rangers right now." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "The Orioles, they're not here until July 30, whatever the he had like the exact like day down, and he just had like a nice fat. He had a fro.
He knows
had a
the whole
mustache,
schedule,
He knew the
yeah.
whole schedule, and he talked. Yeah, he was just like an adult, autistic man who loved the Yankees so much, and he accosted me about it. Had the funniest voice I've ever heard in my life, probably.
Well, he also had that like black guy mustache that you don't see them have very much anymore, where it's just like a solid black,
Yeah, there's
just
no
that
nose.
thick black, like this.
Trebek
shit they
has
have.
one like that.
What's that?
Alex Trebek's got one of those. Steve
Harvey had one.
Stephen
where they
P.
just have
Harvey.
like a cigar on their face, like this big fucking fat. I wish I could grow a mustache like that. I can't.
I can't grow a
get like
mustache at
a.
all.
Well, I can't grow a mustache at all. I can't grow it in the middle. Let me tell you guys something. That news story that we didn't get enough time with, I'd like
Yes,
to go back to.
please.
The Gary Condit Chandra Levy thing.
Oh
What do you
hell
guys
yeah!
think? 9/11 really ruined that shit.
Yeah.
Everyone's
That
talking
happened-
about that.
That happened in September of
It happened early
2001?
September.
2001.
That's what we were all talking about. 90. Why is
Matt
OJ shit so big this year? Why is like 90s? Are we gonna go through all 90s news stories? Or are we bored
well,
with our own news
No,
stories?
they're doing that because if you look on Netflix now, there's been a resurgence of like shitty, well, not shitty, but like 90s, I guess, summer thrillers and blockbusters. They're all like I watched. What was it? Fatal Attraction the other night, which might be the funniest movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Glenn Close looks like absolute dog shit in that movie.
That's the woman. I haven't
She
seen
looks. Yeah.
it. She's
looks-
the one he leaves like his wife. What is it? What's the plot of the movie?
Yeah, so he has a hot wife. I forget who the wife is played by, but she's like this hot, like fucking some European actress or something. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, but she was
trust her.
hot. And then he meets Glenn Close, who looks like a fucking like hair metal meth addict.
It looks like a
She
roadie.
looks like an early trance. That's what she
Yeah,
looks like.
she does.
When the surgery was
Yeah.
very new,
Yeah.
you know, she retains most of her masculine features. Sort of like a whatever.
Yeah,
flew
she
over to
took
fucking
she took
Denmark.
one hormone. She had one, not hormones. She had one
She
singular
took one
hormone.
She's barely.
Yeah, yeah. She sucked on a ball for like 30 minutes, and then she's like, "I'm finished. They finished me, love." Yeah,
And
that's-
Michael Douglas can just not.
yeah, he
stop
can't
fucking
stop.
her.
He's like, his wife goes out of town for like 45 minutes, and he's like, "I have to fuck you," and he fucks her. And then Glenn Close is already not an attractive woman.
Sure.
And in this movie, she's like really particularly fucking bad. Like, have you ever seen like the white trash in Florida?
Oh yeah.
Like
sure.
that's
Yeah.
the look. I said the other day she looks like when Uncle Fester gets electrocuted in the bathtub. Her like eyes are all sunken in her head, and she's like very white.
Well, that
What about
picture
that
you
pussy,
sent me,
though?
I think that was like an '80s style, but there was like the raccoon around the
Yeah,
eye.
she
style.
got like she had raccoon eyes, and then her hairline starts in the middle of her head, like fucking Elizabeth I, and she's got this shitty like frizzy mop of blonde hair. And Michael Douglas just cannot stop fucking her, and she's like cutting herself and threatening to ruin his life, and he's like, "I just need more." I think it was a euphemism for like bad cocaine or something, or the crack epidemic or something in the '80s.